Hi, welcome everyone to some World of Warships gameplay, or in this case, a replay. This is me in the Myogi Tier 4 Japanese Battleship. I'm very well acquainted with World of Warships. I streamed it, I think in July? June, maybe? It was when it was still a closed beta test. I have played this since the closed beta test begun in March of 2015. When I first got into World of Warships, I wanted to be a aircraft carrier captain, if you will. I got as far as the Saipan, Tier 6 American aircraft carrier. Now, you may be thinking, the Independence is the Tier 6 American aircraft carrier. Yes, it is now. However, at the beginning of the closed beta test, the Independence was the Tier 5 American carrier, the Bogue did not exist, and the Siam was the Tier 6 American aircraft carrier, and it was very powerful. It had buffaloes on it, which absolutely clubbed everyone if they were in an Independence. If you were in an Independence and you came up against a Siam, you were going to lose. The Saipan. That's why I'm assuming that's why they took the Saipan out of the game. I remember getting my buffaloes in the Saipan and just wrecking, just destroying everyone. It's like, even if I got outnumbered 2-1, I had Dogfighter and other skills. So, and Dogfighter did something different. It doesn't do what it does now, which is a tier of aircraft. It was speed-based, which honestly didn't help me very much against biplanes. But I had fighter upgrade modules. So, I did some work. I think that was a Citadel penetration overshot at that Marblehead. And that one whiffed. I needed to lead that just a little bit more. I've also slowed down to half speed because the enemy destroyer has not been spotted. There is only one in this game. One enemy destroyer and one friendly destroyer. Our friendly destroyer, I believe, is the Tier 3 or Tier 4 Russian destroyer. So no real torpedo help from him. Our Furutaka there is getting pounded. I've decided that my support's melting around me. I cannot stay here. I do, however, try to get a parting shot at this Marblehead, and I need to lead this way more. I need to put way more lead on that. I think I end up, I fired this, Karlsruhe? I don't know how to pronounce that. I got a Wyoming next to me who is engaging. The Myogi has 6 guns on it. I think they're 6 305mm guns. I forget exactly how big they are. They might be 356mm. Also, the enemy destroyer just got spotted in G7, so I don't have to worry about him there. There are 4 Langleys in this game. There are two on each team. Here, speaking of the Langley, here comes some torpedo bombers. Now, the reason why my cursor sort of stopped moving there is because I marked those torpedo bombers. I marked them for anti-aircraft designation. So my anti-aircraft gunners will focus down those torpedo bombers, and I do a damage bonus to them because they are focused. Like so. I just shot down one. I shot down a second one. Here come his fighters. Notice his fighters are not getting shot at. It's just his torpedo planes. But I notice his torpedo planes are coming away, and this friendly fighter squadron is in trouble, so I switch my priority and try to save this fighter squadron. Notice there were 4 enemy planes in that squad. I don't think that our friendly fighter squadron's gonna kill a single one of those.
All stations requesting fire on the designated.
I just shot down a fighter. I shot down another fighter. Meanwhile, we're firing this Marblehead. I shot down a third fighter. And he's gone. So, our fighter friends that were up there, the Langley's fighter squadron, did shoot down one. But I think one of our Langley's fighters are now depleted. Speaking of the Langley, here comes another set of torpedo bombers and fighters. We're gonna fire at this Marblehead. I'm gonna watch these. I did not lead these enough, so we missed there. I believe that Wyoming that went in front of me is going to bear the brunt of those torpedoes, just by watching the map. Now, I'm not really paying attention. There are some cruisers up there who could be firing torpedoes. There was a Furutaka up there, if memory serves, but I see a Langley. He's not moving, so I'll activate my spotter aircraft to increase my range by 20%. I believe it's 20%. And we'll put a shot down range on the Langley, who does not appear to be moving. And we get the torpedo warning. Luckily, those were the airdrop torpedoes, I'm fairly sure. They were not pointed at me, but if that had been a cruiser's anti-air or torpedoes, and I had waited till that to attempt to avoid them, I would have eaten at least one. Now, there's a Langley here who is on the move. He is slow, though, but these will take 13 seconds to fall. This is not a mod, by the way. This is the alternate HUD that's available in-game. I see the fighter squadron. I mark them for anti-air designation. You can't see it, though. I got a Citadel hit on the Langley. Shot down one of the fighters, and we end up getting out of that without losing a friendly fighter. Now, that guy's stuck against the map border. Now, this is before... No, this is after the change to the map border. So the game properly tracks, shell tracks people hugging the map border. He ends up eating a wave of torpedoes by our Furutaka friend. And notice I am taking a lot of fire. But yeah, he lost engine power because he ended up running into the map border. But we've got bigger problems to worry about. I can still see that Langley. I can't shoot at him now. I got Furutaka problems now. Put shells downrange. I needed to lead a little bit more. But see, that I felt like should have been a waterline hit. A hit underneath the waterline. As far as I'm aware, World of Warships does not model that. Which is a shame, because I feel like they should. Because then you'd be able to cause flooding with shells. By striking underneath the waterline. But then you would have to model draft, which I could see why you would. I'm gonna take an opportunity shot at this Phoenix, although arguably I should have held my fire to wait for the Wyoming, but I had nothing better to do, and he was side on. He turns at the last moment and avoids those shells. He turned because he was gonna run into an island. So, I see him in the turn. I'm hoping he's going to straighten out, which is what I'm leading, but I still see him rotating. He's straightening out now, which he's side on, so I should have a good chance of hitting him. And I whiffed completely. Notice that Langley that's behind the mountain has lost quite a bit of health. That was from the Citadel penetration I got. You notice I'm eyeballing him. I'm trying to put a hole in another hole in him, because I can probably penetrate the Citadel of Langley with HE. I can penetrate the Citadel with the Destroyer's HE. Unless they've buffed the Citadel while I wasn't paying attention. Here comes a wave of torpedo bombers, and this is either for our Furutaka friend, for me, or one of our carriers. Or the cruiser behind me, I guess. I note that it was coming in for our Furutaka, which is dead now. I am recording, right? You're gonna... Yeah, I am recording. I don't have a better way to check other than to pause the recording like that and bug out the shell cam. I see. So don't tap out while in shell cam. Meanwhile, torpedoes are in the water for that enemy Langley from our Langley. Me shooting down all of those fighters seemed to have an effect on him. And he is hit, and I'm gonna try to put the dagger in him. However, I did not lead those enough. The Langley is actually making decent speed, and I think I just shot our torpedo bombers. Well, arguably I did lead it enough. I did hit the flight deck. Those are actually better aim than I remember when I was actually playing this. I think I played this like 3-4 days ago, this game. Or this match, I should say. Here come our friendly torpedo bombers back to resupply on one of our Langleys. We've got another wave of torpedo bombers doing exactly that. Now, I saw that Phoenix next to the map border, and I wanted to eat him. Scores are, well, they could be looking better. I'm the only battleship in play. The good news is I have most of my health. The bad news, I've been spotted by airplanes. There's torpedo bombers coming. I've seen them. I've called them out for designation from my team. I'm trying to tell the Furutaka to get out of there. Basically, I'm saying, hey, we got torpedo bombers coming in. I am aware that the carriers, fighters probably will not make it in time, but I will designate them. I wanted the Furutaka to do the same. I'm going to make a hard turn to starboard because I see the torpedo bombers coming in. I'm going to slow down. The torpedo bombers, I think, are coming for me. They're not angled at the Furutaka. Or if they are angled at the Furutaka, they're not angled well. He shot down, one got shot down by, it looks like the fighters. He hasn't dropped yet. Yep, those are coming for me. We're going to turn to starboard. We're going to slow down. The torpedo bombers have gotten cleaned up. We're going to keep turning. We're going to slow down some more. Keep turning. And not a problem. Now we're going to immediately go up to full speed again. And cut hard to port because we've got an angry Myogi. And this carrier has obviously not seen that a battleship that actually has a rudder. I have played this for a long time. For probably much longer than that carrier has played. And that's a Citadel penetration.
Battleship destroyed.
That is my first kill of the match on an AFK battleship. But I've got more problems to worry about. But first I will take a shot, an opportunity shot at that guy who tried to drop torpedoes on me. He has disappeared from view. However,
Enemy aircraft carrier blown up.
I killed him too. I maintained my slow speed to avoid the Wyoming's counterattack. And now I am speeding up. My guns are loaded. So I see the battleship. I've killed one of the carriers, which means if he had any torpedo bombers left, because note they all got shot down. If he had any torpedo bombers left, they're out of play. Also, we've got a wave of torpedo bombers coming in, but our carriers are on the ball, and they are shooting them down. I think they all got shot down, or if they didn't all get shot down, only one torpedo will be put in the water. Oh, and I just shot it down. So we destroyed that rather easily. Next, the Wyoming. Now, he is turning side on to me, so I was able to get a good hit. I am turning into him. I am angling my armor is what I'm doing. Notice that I see that my guns are no longer pointed by 4 degrees. I correct
Battle ends
course.
in 5 minutes.
Correct course by 4 degrees. So now I can point all of my guns at this Wyoming while keeping my armor angled. He hit my steering gear.
Unable to maneuver.
Wyoming is maneuvering, and that could have been led better. I do get some hits. I'm on fire now. He is firing HE at me.
The ship is on fire.
Which I don't... Well, he could have had HE loaded for the carriers, but why would you have HE loaded? He probably has armor piercing loaded now. I'm using my battleship repair ability. I have armor piercing loaded. He is side on to me, which means I get a nice citadel penetration.
Heavily damaged.
And he did minor spalling damage to me. I also incapacitated 2 of his turrets by the looks of it, or his engine. Next. Note there are 3 minutes 50 seconds left in this match. Scores are... the difference is 1 point. I'm waiting for the Wyoming to go side on again. I'm gonna fire there. Could have been better. Definitely could have been worse now. But he's got torpedo bomber problems. I noticed the bombers, but I'm getting shot at by the Phoenix, and I'm on fire. My secondaries open up on the Wyoming. The Wyoming eats the torpedoes, but that also creates an alley for me, and I see this Phoenix. Who has 383 health. I needed to lead that more. So the Phoenix gets away with it. I switch to HE because there's just a carrier and a Phoenix left. I just need to touch him. I'm only burning in 1 location though. It'll be okay. Now I lost contact with the with the Phoenix. Fire's gonna be out in 10 seconds. I'm fine with burning for a little bit. I will launch my spotter aircraft in the fire, because of reasons, to increase my range and to attempt to get eyes on the Phoenix. This is where the speed of the Myogi comes in handy. I have spotted the Phoenix. I can shoot at him now. I'm going to fire. He's turning to evade. I'm firing my turrets 1 at a time.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Not a problem. There are 2 minutes left, and the 1 Langley carrier, who is almost dead. Now, it looked like he took a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. However, that's not the case. That's just showing me the health difference. Well, responding to the chat thing there, there's also someone who knows how to drive a Myogi. And I'm about to put the very long range of this weapon to work here. I'm trying to get my shot before the carrier's torpedo bombers arrive. We're firing. 1 shot. I'm trying to quickly whip around my turrets before the spotter aircraft wears off. Shots are out. That's going to be my final salvo of the match. If I don't hit the carrier, I don't hit him, but my spotter aircraft will go down, and I won't be able to shoot at the Langley. Torpedoes are in the water for the Langley. However, my shots are just a little faster.
Enemy aircraft carrier.
And I forgot that that happened. Let me, I've got post-battle results screens. Let me get you one. I should have had this prepared. Give me a moment. 1 moment. Here are... There it is. That is your post-battle results. I've got another one. Let me shift to... I'm sure you'll want to see the team list. There's that. Actually, that's the wrong game, isn't it? Whoops. Whoops. Wrong game. Here it is. Wait a second, that's still the wrong game. Professionalism. What have you done? There. There's your post-battle results that you wanted. So, next time, I'll be putting up a second replay here in a moment. So, I will see you then.